Have you ever wondered what happens when pure passion meets cutting-edge engineering? A Mustang powered by an all-aluminum 351 cubic inch V10 engine. Sounds like a wild fantasy, right? Well, it nearly became a reality thanks to Ford's Powertrain Research and Advanced Engines division. Did I mention it almost became a reality? Let's just confirm that by giving a thumbs up. And if not, stick with me, for there is a lot to prove you right. Ford has a long history of secretive and innovative projects. From the legendary 427 single overhead camshaft created in just 90 days to the iconic GT40's rebirth, Ford's skunk works has always been at the forefront of pushing boundaries. In the early 2000s, they were on the verge of unveiling the 390 horsepower supercharged Terminator Cobra, a car that would become legendary. But behind the scenes, another Mustang was being developed that could have changed everything. The Boss 351 with a V10 engine. Car manufacturers are always experimenting and prototyping, often using existing resources to create something new. Completely new designs are costly and rare, so engineering teams focus on finding affordable improvements. This process leads to many drafts, or let's just call them samples, most of which never leave the drawing board. The Mustang Boss 351 concept was a rare exception. Even though the V10 Mustang worked really well, it never went into production. The project stopped during the economic crisis in the mid-2000s, and there was a risk that the model would be destroyed. Luckily, a group of committed Ford workers stepped in and saved one of these important first versions from being crushed. There was one big problem: money. Ford didn't want to spend a lot on the new experimental V10, so the project had to be done with very little money and often in the engineers' spare time. The engineers took two aluminum 4.6-liter V8 engine blocks, cut them up, and joined them together to create a new 10-cylinder version that was now 5.8-liter or 351 cubic inches. They did the same thing with the cylinder heads, modifying the 5.4-liter dual overhead cam V8 Cobra R heads to fit the new V10. The Cobra R was the best naturally aspirated modular V8 Ford made, and its parts were used for this new V10. Custom billet cams and a custom billet crankshaft were also made for this prototype. The next issue was software tuning. Since the V10 was based on the Mustang's 4.6-liter and not the Triton V10, the existing V10 electronic control unit, ECU, couldn't be used. A new ECU was out of the budget, so the engineers figured out a way to use two Triton V10 ECUs, each controlling a bank of 5 cylinders. This solution worked, and the result was 426 horsepower at 6,500 revolutions per minute and about 400 pound-foot of torque at 5,000 revolutions per minute. For the early 2000s, this naturally aspirated engine was impressive, especially compared to the 385 horsepower LS6 motor in the Corvette Z06. Ford's new V10 likely had more power potential that could have been unlocked with a better ECU and further head and cam improvements. While the V10 engine didn't enter mass production, Ford continued to refine it for special applications. They developed a larger 7.0-liter, 427 cubic inch variant capable of producing an impressive 605 horsepower, showcasing the engine's potential in high-performance settings. With the experimental V10 ready, it was time to put it into something and show Ford's top brass what it could do. Anyone familiar with the car industry can tell you that this car was a game changer. It revolutionized the industry and was ahead of its time. It was like an upgrade that set a new standard for what cars could be. Now, let's see how it fits into today's market. Today, you can walk into a Dodge, Chevrolet, or Ford dealership and buy a car with 500, 600, 700, or even 800 horsepower. These high-performance cars offer incredible power, sharp cornering, and straight-line speed without sacrificing comfort. They even come with luxuries like heated and air-conditioned seats. Driven by passion and determination, this unique car didn't make it to mass production, but left a lasting impact on automotive engineering. You might be wondering how, but I have a lot to tell you about that. Did you know? The V10 Mustang project at Ford began as a quest to create a supercar competitor like the Dodge Viper and Chevy Corvette. In the early 2000s, Ford lacked such a flagship, prompting a skunkworks initiative within its Powertrain Research and Advanced Engines group, spearheaded by Kevin Bard. the team repurposed a slated-for-scrapping Cobra R Mustang, successfully transplanting an all-new V10 engine. Derived from the modular V8 architecture, this V10 featured a custom intake and ran with two independent inline 5-cylinder setups, sharing a crankshaft. The prototype, nicknamed the Boss 351, wasn't just a showpiece. It outgunned the Cobra R in quarter-mile times and impressed Ford's top brass, including Bill Ford Jr., with its performance potential. Despite generating excitement internally, and it shows, the V10 Mustang fell victim to the Great Recession, halting its path to production. Yet, against the odds, the prototype survived, was hidden away, and maintained by its dedicated creators. Even today, it stands as a testament to bold engineering and passion-driven innovation. Back then, Ford lacked a supercar in its lineup. With some tweaks to accommodate the new engine, the transplant was a success. Ford now had a running prototype based on the robust Mustang chassis. The V10 was mated with a 6-speed manual transmission and a 3.83 rear-geared posi-traction rear end. In quarter-mile tests, the new Boss 351 clocked sub-12 second times, outpacing both the Cobra R and the 2003-2004 supercharged Terminator Cobras in straight-line speed. Its handling likely mirrored the stock Cobra RI, the apex of Mustang performance at the time. What set it apart was its inconspicuous exterior, resembling a standard silver GT Mustang with subtle modifications like the Cobra R hood and Celine wheels. But under the hood lurked a beast far from typical. Despite its budget-conscious origins, the V10 prototype impressed those who drove it and even caught the attention of Ford's executives. They advocated for a larger displacement version, hinting at potential use in high-performance concepts like the Shelby GR1. Unfortunately, these dreams fizzled out, and Ford's affair with the V10 engine ended by the mid-2000s, leaving the Boss 351 prototype as a unique relic. Reflecting on the V10 Mustang project reveals a story of innovation and passion within the automotive industry. It was a bold experiment that pushed technological boundaries and demonstrated the exceptional capabilities of Ford's engineering team. Although the V10 Mustang never graced showroom floors, its legacy endures as a symbol of what can be achieved through daring vision and unwavering dedication. What if it had gone into production? Could it have evolved into a 6.2-liter powerhouse, setting a new standard for high-performance Mustangs? The V10's legacy endures, reminding us of what could have been and celebrating the craftsmanship behind its creation. This project remains one of the most captivating chapters in Ford's history, embodying the spirit of competition and the relentless pursuit of automotive excellence. The V10 Mustang stands as a testament to the creativity and ambition that drive advancements in automotive engineering, inspiring future generations of enthusiasts and engineers alike. It begs the question, with today's Mustangs boasting 480 horsepower from the high-revving Coyote V8, what if the V10 had continued and evolved into a 6.2-liter, 600-plus horsepower engine? Could the Boss 351 have sparked a new era of exotic V10-powered performance ponies? Let me know your thoughts. Would you consider a V10 Mustang? Or is the V8 the only engine fit for a Mustang? Leave your answers in the comment section. Until next time, keep your engines running. If you enjoyed the video and found it educational, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more car content. Don't forget to hit the bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. We might be talking about your next car or even the one you currently own.